Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. I'm like really excited for today's video because we are doing a wedding makeup trial on myself. My wedding is a year away and honestly makeup is like most important to me on my wedding day. So I'm probably going to be filming a few throughout the year wedding trial makeup videos where I do my own makeup and I just try to find the look that I want. So this is the look I went with today. I really like it. This video is also sponsored by Sigma Beauty. I'm so excited. I've been testing a new brush for Sigma. It is insane. It's unlike anything else on the market right now. So we're gonna create this look today from foundation to eyes. I'm also gonna give you a demo with this new brush and all the things you can do with it. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So I really wanna start with the face in this wedding tutorial because in my opinion, I think the face makeup is going to be the most important part of your makeup. So I'm gonna be recommending you guys my favorite products that I think will really hold up very well for weddings or any type of special event. Let's first start with primer. Now you guys know I'm not a huge believer in primer, but you can bet your sweet buns on my wedding day I will believe in primer because I'm not taking any chances. This is the ColourPop All-Star Matte Blur Primer. I love it because it's mattifying, but it doesn't feel drying. This feels easy, clean, fresh, and smooth. Primer I just go ahead and apply with the hands. There's no need to go ahead and dirty a brush. And this way you can kind of press it into your skin on areas that you know your makeup moves. For me, that would be my nose, my T-zone area, and anywhere that you tend to get oily, which is usually your T-zone area. The foundation we're going to use today, which I've been loving by the way, ever since I tried it, it's been my go-to foundation. This is the new Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin. It's exactly what it sounds like. Your face looks like matte velvet. It is soft, it hides your flaws, it almost has a blurring effect. The coverage is amazing. You need the smallest amount of foundation to get a beautiful coverage, and it lasts all day. I think you guys would love this for your big day. Now let's talk about what we're going to apply it with. I've been testing this out for Sigma and I am so excited for you guys to try this brush. No joke, it is amazing. This is not just another makeup brush. Sigma has seriously raised the bar on brushes. This is the new Sigma Beauty Flat Kabuki F80 Air brush. You might notice it looks a little familiar. That's because this is actually almost like a hybrid of their two best foundation brushes that they have. If you've been a long time user of Sigma brushes like I have, you might recognize these. There's the Sigma Beauty F50 Duo Fiber brush. It looks like this. It gives you a little bit more of a sheer coverage because it is the dual fiber texture. And then of course we have the classic Flat Kabuki F80. This is the absolute go-to for makeup artists, people who just love doing their makeup. Sigma had the brilliant idea to fuse these two loved foundation brushes together to create the F80 Air foundation brush. And you guys, it is amazing. So with this brush, you will get from sheer to medium coverage. You guys know I love my full coverage. I'm not missing out on anything. This brush gets me there. I love how much coverage this gives me, but because it has that dual fiber top, it's a little softer. It's just not quite as dense on the top. It's not as flat as the F80. You can do a sheer application or build up to the coverage that you desire. So the F80 Air will run you $25, but let me tell you something else about this brush. This carries a whole new technology. All of Sigma's new brushes, and this is our first look at it, are built to last longer. They're built to be stronger. The cool part about this is actually the new ferrule. It's a new interlocking ferrule. This guarantees that your brush will not come apart. The ferrule itself is screwed onto the brush. So typically most makeup brush companies or anyone who produces makeup brushes just use glue to keep the brush hair attached to your handle. This new ferrule is actually screwed onto the brush handle along with the glue and everything else they need, but that ensures that it will not come apart. It will never pop off. You know, sometimes you get a brush and eventually the ferrule pops off with your brush head and you're left with like a wooden little thing. This will not do that. It is physically screwed on to the brush handle, ensuring that it will never ever come apart. The handle is actually made with waterproof resin as opposed to just being wood. We're used to most brands just doing wood. This is waterproof. These fibers are actually exclusive to Sigma Beauty. Only they have these fibers and they actually prevent product absorption into the brush. So your product's gonna stay up here. It's not gonna sink down like we're used to with other foundation brushes. It's not gonna gunk up in the middle of your brush and you can never get it out, and it's gonna make your foundation last so much longer. The synthetic fibers in your brush are actually antimicrobial, which again is amazing if you have acne or if you're just, you know, concerned with skincare, which we all should be. It's gonna protect your skin against bacteria. The best part, actually I don't even know what the best part is because everything's pretty amazing. You get a 2-year warranty with your brushes. This is again the new standard for Sigma Beauty. All their new brushes with the new technology will have a free 2-year warranty for you guys. If anything happens to your brush in 2 years, you can get a new one on Sigma on the house. It's the cherry on top to this new brush brush standard. They are going to last you so long, and if there's any problems within 2 years, you get a brand new brush on the house. So give it up for Sigma. I think that is amazing. All right, enough of all the techie talk. Let's get on to the foundation so that you guys can actually see the F80 Air brush in action. Again, this will launch August 7th for $25. So just squeezing a little foundation onto my brush, and as you can see, it stays right on top of the brush, which is actually kind of crazy the way that it's not drooping and leaking down. It's staying right on the very first layer. Never seen that before with a liquid foundation. I'm gonna stipple a little foundation all around my face before we get to buffing, and now I have it in most of the areas that I want it, so we're gonna go ahead and buff that in. It really does feel airy. I love that Sigma named this brush the F80 Air because something about it just feels so easy, and I don't know how to describe it. It just moves very naturally and quick. And again, this Makeup Forever foundation is just to die for. I really, you guys, if you have not tried it yet, I recommend it so very much. Now, in case you were wondering, you don't just have to use this brush with foundation. You can use it with creams. You can use it with powders. If you just needed one brush to kind of be your go-to brush and you didn't want to invest in a brush for your cream contour or for your powder or for your blushes and foundation, you could just go with this one for 25 bucks and it does everything. All right, so now that our foundation is done, before we move on to concealer, I want to actually work on my cream contour. I like to do this before concealer because I can kind of clean it up with any concealer if I get a little carried away. And you guys know cream contour is not necessarily my strong point, but as we know, it looks so good in photographs. It looks so natural. So for cream contour, we're gonna jump into my Urban Decay Naked Skin palette. You guys know this is my go-to contour palette right now. I've loved it for months. It has a powdered side, but it also has a cream side. You have corrector colors, you have concealers, highlighters, and of course a little cream contour there. So I'm gonna take this with the F77. This is the Chisel and Trim Contour Brush. Now we're gonna find our cheekbones, so we're about right there. I do a line just like that, and then with the product that's on the brush, I'll push it a little higher. Then taking our flat Kabuki F80 Air brush again, we're gonna use those duo fibers to really blend that line out. And you can see it's making that a whole lot more seamless. Just some natural shading there. It doesn't look like makeup. Same thing on the other side of the face, apply that. Let's get our brush and blend that out. I like never apply my foundation with a duo fiber brush, so I love that Sigma has combined them both into this because you can see how seamless it just makes your makeup instantly. Those duo fibers really make a difference. This might be my best cream contour I've done yet, and I'm not that great at it, so thank you to the brush and thank you to the products. I'm also just gonna do a little bit on the sides of the nose. This brush, also a saving grace, is so flat and thin. I just line it up right on the side of my nose like that, a little underneath, and a little right in the center, just like that. And again, from here with our F80 Air brush, blend that in. This is the perfect contour shade if you are a little more fair to medium, I would say. It also comes in deep and dark. Now, this is why I leave my concealer until after a little bit of contouring, because I like to kind of clean up and sharpen the sides of my nose. Now, I have 2 concealer recommendations for you guys today. The first one is my absolute favorite right now. It is so long wearing. I love the coverage, and it doesn't give me any flashback in photos, which is most important. This is the Too Faced Born This Way multi-sculpting concealer. Now, you could also get a deeper shade of this and use it for your contour as well. I use the shade Vanilla for under my eyes, but if you're trying to cut corners where you can, which I totally understand, I think the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer is fantastic. It's a little more wet or almost more moisturizing, I would say, compared to the Too Faced. I feel the Too Faced is slightly drier, but I love how long it wears. I'm gonna go ahead and take my Too Faced concealer. I like to go on the side of my nose to kind of sharpen up that contour that we placed, and then under the eyes as well. So just like this, and we're gonna do a tip, a little on the nose and a little down the center. I love this big doe foot. I think it makes it really easy to apply. So now for blending in the concealer, I love to use my Sigma Beauty 3D HD sponge. You guys know this is my go-to. The size is fantastic. It also has a lot of sharp edges, so you can contour with, you can bake it. So I go ahead and I apply that all the way on top of my lid because I get a little, dark in the lids. I don't sleep a lot. I also like to use the concealer as my eyeshadow primer, and then of course blend out the center of the nose. Just like that. Now we're gonna bake our under eyes. I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty Cupcake Setting Powder. I really love this shade. It's almost a light pinky shade. Of course, use whatever powder you're most comfortable with. I do think powder is important, of course, because, we really need to make sure our face is nice and set. So just make sure it's something that you've used before your big day and you're not just kind of winging it. I think you guys all know that, but I also go down the center of the nose. And then from there, I'll take whatever's left on my sponge and just kind of roll it and mold it into the face. Now, while that continues to bake, I like to jump over to my cream blush. I think, again, cream is important on a day like your wedding because it's gonna look more natural. This has been a go-to of mine recently. I think I talked about it in a favorites video not too long ago. This is the Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek Blush in the shade Swish. I don't like to apply it like, sometimes I think that can kind of wipe off your makeup. So again, we're gonna use the F80 Air Flat Kabuki brush for this. I'm just gonna swirl it around like that, get it on my brush. Be sure to dab it on the back of your hand, so if there's too much, we know now before it's on our face. Very just easy. It doesn't look too intense. I think whether you have a fall wedding, a winter wedding, it's just a go-to pink. And I'll just pop that right on the cheeks, and it gives such a pretty natural glow, just a little hint of pink. All right, so now that we have a good part of our face done, let's move on to the eyes. For the eyes today, I'm actually using a palette I haven't used before, which again, I don't necessarily recommend on your wedding day. So today I'm using the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. So first, to prep our eyes a little bit, I'm going to use the Sigma Beauty eyeshadow base primer in the shade Persuade. It's a beautiful light peachy color. I think it'll go really well with any shadows we tend to use. Again, because this is a wedding makeup look, I'm doing a little bit more preparation than I do in most of my tutorials. Normally I would just apply my shadow right on top of my foundation, but for this look I just want to ensure I have the best base possible because it's not just a day-to-day makeup. Now that our base is applied, we're going to go into the shade Tempera to be our base. And we're just going to blend this all over the lid. It is uber pigmented, so you do not need a lot. Next, with the same E35 brush, I want to go into Dusty Rose. I think this shade just looks very romantic. And who doesn't want to look romantic on their wedding day? So I'm going to start building this up in our transition. Oh, that is beautiful. And let me know in the comments down below if you're also getting married this year, or did your wedding just pass? We've officially set our date. We've officially booked a venue. I'm working with a wedding planner to make this just the wedding of our dreams, and I am so excited. So we're just taking this all around the eye, and I really kind of want to extend it out a bit. You guys know I'm one for drama, and I like a heavy smoky eye. I love this crease color. I think it's so beautiful. Now we're going to jump into the shade Cypress Umber right here. This is my E25 blending brush, and I'm gonna pop that right in the crease and get a little romantical smoky going on here. Just really building up that crease right underneath our Dusty Rose shade. And if you need to take your little Dusty Rose brush that we're using for that shade over the brown, you can totally do that to help aid in the blending and just making sure it looks super smooth. Now, you guys know I'm a little dramatic and I cannot pass up a little matte black. Now, I'm not gonna get carried away for this look, so we're jumping into the shade Noir. Same E25 brush, barely tapping into that. And I just wanna pop it right on that outer V because I love black shadow so much, but also I just wanna add a little depth to those outer corners. Doesn't that just, it makes a difference. I'm telling you, you don't gotta use a lot, just use a little bit and it just pops. You can even just pack it on if you're afraid to really blend in with it. Sometimes I just kind of pounce it on the lid like this, just like that. I love this crease. This is perfect for me at this point. Now from here, I wasn't planning on a cut crease, but I honestly just think it's gonna make all the difference. So I'm gonna take my Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define in the shade C6 with my favorite cut crease brush. This is the E62 cut crease brush, and it literally is cut perfectly so you can get right around your lid. So I pop right on this inner corner and bring it around. I like to go just slightly into my crease. Now from here, we're gonna start in the shade Rose Pink. And I'm taking that rose pink right in the center of the lid. I'm saving the inner half and the outer half for another shade, but I want this right in that middle. And then popping into the shade here, I believe it's called Serenity. It's called Sultry, not Serenity, my bad. And I'm gonna pop that outside of that pinky rose shade just for a little extra depth, and it's a little shimmery, so it'll give a little glamour. And like I was saying, I want to save this inner half for the shade Tempera, which is the first shade that we used. And putting a little lighter color here will just really open up the eyes. Just like that. I think that is gorgeous. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same on this side and we will move on to the rest of the face. Okay, so our shadow is done. I love this look. I love that it's not just neutrals. There's a little pink, you know, coppery yumminess in there. We have a little of that dusty rose, almost a lavender. I think this is the type of wedding makeup I'm gonna want the most because you guys know I love color. I'm gonna take my F35 little highlighter brush and use that to dust away the translucent powder because we do not need this anymore. It has served its purpose. Now for our lower lash line, I want to first take some Dusty Rose and I'm going to tie it in with the Cypress Umber smoky brown color. So first taking some Dusty Rose. This is my E20 short shader brush and I just want to pack that in real good. I love tying in color down here as well. You just can't forget this spot. It makes all the difference in my opinion. So just working that back and forth and then adding a little Cypress Umber to smoke that line out a bit right on this outer corner. Now for our waterline, you guys know I love brown eyeliner. I think it gives you that depth and that definition that you want around your eyes without being too dark and too black so that your eyes look a little bit smaller. I'm going to take Urban Decay's Bourbon eyeliner pencil. It's one of my favorite brown liners. And just line our waterline with that. Now you guys know me and bronzer, we're like this. We're close. So I'm going to take my Naked Skin bronzer. This time I'm taking the powdered version. Just going to use my tapered highlighter F35 brush for this. And you know I could not forget my hairline. I like to be a bronzed goddess up here. I think it makes such a difference. Just in photos and for shaping out your head. And I don't have a real big forehead or anything like that. I don't care. I love bronzer up there. I know me. I know myself. I would not be the same without forehead bronzer. And we can add a little bit right above our contour. Now for our top lash line, I'm going to take a little liquid liner. This is Sigma Beauty's liquid eyeliner pen. I can promise you guys this is 100% the eyeliner I will use on my wedding day because it is so matte and black and long wearing. It does not come off. I'm a crier. I need it to stay on and it's gonna stay on. I think that's like the perfect sized line I would want. Just like that, I think is perfect for me anyway, for my preference. Now again, like I was saying, I'm a crier, so of course I think waterproof mascara is so important. This is the Lancome Monsieur Big Mascara in waterproof. We are gonna be wearing falsies, but I think it's important to have a pretty nice lower lash line, and this mascara is bomb. It is very thickening and lengthening without clumping. So I'm not too concerned with the top lashes. I just want to have a coat in preparation for our false lashes. My main focus is the lower lash line. I want those to be nicely defined. Next for falsies, I'm going to be using the Salon Perfect Silk Noir lashes. These have a no-show band, which I love about them. The band is extremely thin. I'm going to go ahead and pop these on and we'll be back to finish off the face. All right, so for lips, I'm going to be taking Sigma Beauty liquid lipstick in the shade New Mod. Okay, so I went slightly above my lip line, I won't lie. I definitely over applied, but hey, it's my wedding, I can do what I want. And I'm gonna top it off with a little bit of a lighter mauve. So this is Sheer Patina by Stila Cosmetics. To me, this lip color is absolutely perfect. I love it. Now, lastly, we need makeup setting spray and highlighter. So lately, I've been doing my makeup setting spray first and then my highlighter on top of it. I don't know why, but I'm really enjoying that. I'm first gonna set my face with the ColourPop Cosmetics All-Star Setting Spray. And now while that's kind of setting, I will use my highlighter. So you guys know I'm a huge fan of this. I have been for years. This is Benefit's What's Up highlighter. I just try to think of a highlighter that I just know I love so very much, and it's this. I love how it photographs. I love how it looks just in natural lighting. I'm gonna use it with my F80 Air Kabuki brush as well. Again, you can use this for powders, creams, whatever. And we're just going to pop that on the cheeks. It is such a beautiful highlighter, is it not? And this brush is applying it perfectly. And then a little on the tip of the nose. Perfect. And then a little down the center. And this is it for my wedding makeup trial numero uno, you guys. Let me know what you think about this look and the products that I used. Again, if you wanted to check out anything that I used today, I link my brushes, my makeup, everything in the bottom box down below. Be sure to check out the Sigma Beauty F80 Air Foundation brush. Again, you can use it for foundation, powder, you guys saw blush, highlighter. It is fantastic. 2-year warranty for only $25. Thank you guys for watching my video today. Don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up and leave a comment before you go. And I will talk to you very, very soon. Bye.